my elements animated. I'm looking at this and I think it looks okay, but one thing you can notice if you look at the animation is that while the bricks are all falling into place, my scene actually appears to be lagging a little bit. It just goes a little bit slower, and then once the energy swirls disappear, the logo animates again really quickly. If I have a look at my playback head as it's playing, I can actually see that it's slowing down in the middle here, then it speeds up again. What happens with any computer is that as we put more and more animated objects into it, the computers start to slow down a little bit. They can't actually draw all the pieces fast enough. Now, if you've got a super fast supercomputer at home, it'll play through this with no problem. If you've got a slightly older iMac like these, they may slow down a little bit now and then. This is really significant because if we're looking at this thinking that animation looks okay, we might not actually be seeing the correct timing of it. So we've got a tool in here that we can use to view this at the absolute correct speed. What we can do is we can go to our render menu, and about halfway down we've got this Make Preview button. Alt-B is the shortcut. Now we want to be careful with this. The preview, we use it to make very quick, small, low-resolution test movies to check timing. So the most important thing is we don't want to do a full render of our scene. We just want to use what's called a hardware OpenGL preview. That's basically exactly what we're seeing in the window. So it's just the preview that we see in our perspective view. I want to render all the frames, the format of file, MP4 movie file, that's fine. Image size 320 by 180, that's a little bit small even for me. So I'm going to make it maybe 800 pixels wide. It doesn't really matter what size it is, just as long as it's big enough for you to view. The smaller the resolution, the quicker it will render, but obviously the smaller it is. But 800 pixels wide is fine by me. Frame rate, yep, that's the frame rate we use. I'm just going to hit OK. So you'll see down the bottom left-hand corner of your interface, once you hit OK, it'll calculate a preview. Once it's finished, it'll pop up with the picture viewer and there'll be a movie in there, and if you play that, it will play back smoothly at exactly the right frame rate that we are supposed to see it as. And I can see now, looking at this, there's no slowdown of the playback in the middle where my bricks are falling, and I can check my timing is all accurate and correct, and I'm happy with that. That's looking good. So that's one thing that's really important, especially when your scenes start to get even a little bit complex, is your computer may not play it back at the right speed. So it's really important to do preview renders to check your timing is actually all correct.